I am pleased to join George Miller, the chairman of a committee that cares deeply about our country and cares deeply about serving our country, and Speaker Nancy Pelosi. As she referenced, she and I grew up in an era where John Kennedy inspired millions and millions of young people to be involved in public service. Today, America has chosen as its leader someone who graduated from one of our top law schools in America, who could have gone to work for a firm representing the powerful and receiving very high pay for doing so. But he chose instead to be an organizer in the neighborhoods to make sure those who were powerless were not forgotten. He has inspired another generation of Americans to do what John Kennedy asked all of us in my generation to do, to ask not what our country could do for us, but what we could do for our country. That spirit is absolutely essential today. Government can't create that spirit. That is something that grows on its own in the lives of millions who have learned the deep satisfaction of mentoring a child or rebuilding a community. But we can and we must recognize that spirit, help it grow, and direct it toward the most productive outlets, especially now, when the talents and enthusiasm of Americans is essential to helping us end an economic crisis. Captain Quilty, promoted just recently to congressman by George Miller.
No, demoted.
I understand the demotion, but I got a feeling that Quilty might look at it a little differently, right, Scott? Scott has served his country in time of war. He is now serving his country in time of peace, continuing to give of his talent, of his enthusiasm, of his energy, of his idealism to our country. The most important benefits of the GIVE Act can't be quantified, frankly, but some of its benefits can be, and they strengthen the case for passing it. According to testimony from Time magazine's Richard Stengel, in 1 year, the millions of Americans who served generated benefits worth $158 billion. Thank you, young people. And by the way, I say young people. This is not limited to young people. Even some people my age are going to be included. Every dollar we invest in AmeriCorps gives us anywhere from $150 to $390 in return. Boy, oh boy, wouldn't we like to have a lot of companies who did as well as that in America. And we know that the volunteers encouraged by the GIVE Act will be engaged in some of the most economically important work there is, from rebuilding our infrastructure to retooling our economy for clean energy. Stories of that work are coming in from all around the country. The Montana Conservation Corps has weatherized and retrofitted more than 4,000 homes in low-income communities and on reservations, which helps families keep their energy bills low in these hard times. Similar work in Denver is helping families save more than $100 a year. Stories like these tell us that encouraging community service isn't just the right thing to do, it's the smart thing to do. Nancy knows that I use a quote all the time from John Kennedy. He said that the energy, the faith, the devotion we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. The energy and the faith and the devotion that these young people and not so young people, young at heart, as Frank Sinatra would say, are bringing their energy and their faith and their devotion to service to their country and to their fellow citizens. And they are indeed lighting a light of hope for all they touch. Thank you.
Yeah.